Welcome to the Real Estate Peacock channel, where I teach you everything you need to know about wholesaling real estate. In today's episode, we talk about one of the two most important calculations that will make or break us as wholesalers. One of those calculations is the estimated repair cost. And I already made a full video for you guys explaining exactly how to calculate the estimated repair cost. Check out the link above. Click on that link and it'll take you to that video. But in this video, we are going to break down the ARV. Calculating the ARV, guys, extremely important, right? We said one of two calculations, the first one being the estimated repair cost and the second being the after repair value. I'm telling you right now, guys, if you perfect those two calculations, estimated repair cost and calculating the ARV, you will put yourself above 90% of the wholesalers out there in the market right now who literally don't know how to do either. Okay, so let's get started. What does ARV even stand for? We're gonna start from the ground floor, guys. ARV stands for after repair value. And that simply means the value of that property after it's been fixed up and beautifully rehabbed and all that good stuff. What is the value of that property after it's been through the renovation? Okay, now that we know that, how do you actually find it? How do you find the value of a home after it's been renovated, right? That's where the magic happens, guys. We have to learn the art and master the art of running comps, right? We're going to use comparable properties. That's what comps stand for. We're going to use comps of renovated homes in the area of that property to figure out the value of our subject property. I'm sure everybody has heard of comps, right? And we mostly heard about it on the realtor side, right? They run comps to figure out the value of the house. Well, we have to do the same thing. We are simply figuring out the value of an actual house, but we're not going to go to school and get licensed for it. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it in this video. But before we move forward, guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel. My goal is to bring as much free value as I can to you guys on everything wholesaling real estate. So go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any video moving forward. Now, before we go down to the computer and I actually show you an example of finding an ARV on the property, I want you to get one metric stuck in your head right now. Price per square foot. This term, price per square foot, is the metric that we use to run comps. It is the metric that we use when you talk value of homes in a specific area. We don't say homes are selling for around $200,000 to $250,000. No, we say homes are going around $200 a square foot. Price per square foot. So we know now the ARV stands for after repair value. We also know that we use comps, comparable properties in the area, to find the ARV. And lastly, we know that the metric we use is the price per square foot. So let me take you down to the computer and give you a great example of calculating the ARV. Okay, guys, so I have redfin.com pulled up. This is the website I use to run all of my comps. Free public site. It has some tools that I love to use, which is why I use this one versus a Zillow or any of those other sites. You do not need to have access to the MLS to run comps. All of that data is public record data, right? Unless you're in a non-disclosure state like a Texas, then you can't get sold comp data. But most states you definitely can. So I have Redfin pulled up here. Here's the subject property that we're going to use for this example. We're at 5731 Whittingham Drive in Charlotte, North Carolina. We have a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1326 square foot home. It's a ranch style home as well. So why I love Redfin is if you go and you scroll down about halfway through this website page, there will be a map tool right here. This is their map tool that they have. If you click this expansion button in the top right corner, and then you click nearby homes for sale, it pops up this map and all different kinds of tools that you can type in and filters, the actual comps here or the actual listed properties as well. Pretty much anything you need to run an analysis. So our property's right here on Whittingham Drive, right? The first thing that you have to understand, guys, is when you're running comps, you have to identify the sub area. I think of sub areas like subdivisions or areas where the subject property, the actual neighborhood is in. We want to stay in the sub area. We don't want to go outside of that because we want to use similar properties in similar areas, right? I use sub areas as that term. So remember that we only want to use comps that are in the sub area of the subject property, right? So again, we're on Whittingham Drive. Where would this sub area be? We're just looking at the map. Where do you guys think the sub area is? Well, I'll tell you, first thing we don't do when it comes to identifying sub areas is we don't cross over major roads. Plaza in Charlotte, the plaza is a major road. Another identifier on Redfin of a major road is this a thick white line. It's larger than the regular lines like these, right? So these are kind of the regular lines, and you have a thick white line that identifies it's a major road. So we don't want to cross over that, right? The other thing that I notice is these streets stop right in between because there's a creek here. So this kind of separates this sub area and this sub area because our property's right here, right? So the sub area, and they allow you to draw a little tool for Whittingham Drive, is right here. You can draw right around that sub area, and that way we can only use data that's within our sub area, right? That's the first step. You have to identify the actual sub area of your subject property. Now, we have that identified. We now want to go up and find the sold comps, right? We got to enter the actual filters to find the sold comps because that's what we're looking for. We go up to all filters. We select sold. We then select house. And then we want to go back 6 months. I like to do 6 months. I don't want to go back any further than that if I have enough data, right? Because, I mean, that's the most recent data. That's the most recent comps. You go back 2 years and we're in a different market, right? Even a year ago, we're in a different market. So I like 6 months if it gives me enough comps. Now, if I do 6 months and it gives me 2 comps and neither are renovated, then yes, I got to go back a year. But I like to start with 6 months. So we'll do that. And then the last step is year built. I want to do max year built of 1990. And what that does is it knocks out any new construction, any properties that were built in 2010. We don't need that, right? We can't comp a 2010 property with, the properties we're going after, which is 1970s, 60s, right? So to knock out any new construction, I always do a max year built of 1990. And then we click here to see the actual results, right? So here are the houses. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses in our sub area that have sold in the last 6 months, max year built 1990, right? So the next step is they have the kind of sort button and then the view button. I like to view the table. I like to view the table when I'm running comps. Why is that? Well, I just told you that price per square foot is the metric that we use to find the ARV to run comps, right? The table has a beautiful price per square foot button right there that just does the work for us. It's right there, right? So that's why I like to use the table. If you click on this price per square foot button, it will sort the price per square foot, the sold, from least to highest. That's big, right? Why is that big? The highest price per square foot homes are likely renovated. We're looking for renovated comps. I'm not using the least price per square foot because let's look at it. It's clicked on this. These aren't renovated, right? This is an as-is house. Needs a ton of work. It's probably a house that we would target, right? Wouldn't use that. If there's no picture here, it likely didn't sell on MLS, so wouldn't use that. As you creep up, this is probably an as-is, right? Yeah, there you go, not renovated. So the lowest price per square foot homes aren't comps that we would use. We want to go to the big boys, right? The ones that have sold for a highest price per square foot in the area because they have likely been renovated, right? So let's just click on this one. What do you see from that picture? Does that look renovated from you? We don't even have to click through the pictures, right? And then you can read the actual descriptions a lot of times, and the realtor will tell you if it's renovated or if it's updated, right? They're going to make sure you know, right? They'll put it right there in the description. So if I click through, absolutely it's renovated. Beautiful, right? There you go. So there's our renovated property. The even better thing is our subject property was what? Let's go back. Our subject property was a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1326 square foot home. This renovated home is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1330 square foot home. It's literally almost an exact comp, right? And it's a ranch style home, just like our subject property. Ranch style, guys, means a single story. It's an all brick ranch. It's all brick, single story ranch home. That's beautiful. It's exactly like our home. So, I mean, pretty much, this is an easy example. Without doing much work, now that I know this is the renovated comp I would use. One other thing, look at this. When did it sell? September 9th. It's September 16th right now at the recording of this video. That was a week ago. Absolutely perfect comp, right? So I now know without doing any other work that's the comp I want to use, right? And that property sold for $200. It didn't sell. We're not going to go say, hey, buyer, we're thinking around $333 price. No, we say, hey, this property here sold for $250 a foot. My property can sell for $250 a foot after it's renovated. This is a renovated comp, Mr. Buyer, right? That's the comp that we use. So now we simply go to our phone or whatever calculator you want to use. And I want to do $250, which is what this price per square foot is. I want to multiply that by the square footage of my home, 1326. And that puts you at $331,500. That's the ARV for this property, right? We simply use a renovated property in our sub area. We found a comparable property that was pretty much exact. Ranch, 3.2, 1330 square foot. We found that it sold for $250 a foot. We now attach that $250 to our square footage. And we came out with the ARV. We just calculated the ARV for our subject property. And we now know what it would sell for after it's renovated. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on another episode. I love these educational videos. I'll pump out as many as I can. Again, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of these. And until the next video, I'll see you guys. Y'all have a good one.